Hi guys! So if you're wondering why my last video ended very abruptly, I had another one of my little fat finger mishaps. Like I have all my fat finger typos. This time I pressed a button. I don't really know what happened, but it cut me off, so it is what it is. But I want to keep going. So this is going to be word problems day 2, and it's the same steps. So I'm just going to, really quickly go back, find what I need. If you remember, there were 5 steps, you guys, that we wrote down for conversion word problems. They were to figure out what unit they want the answer in. So that's where when you read the word problem the first time through, you're going to find the question mark, the sentence with the question mark, and you're going to figure out which unit they want the answer in, because they're going to talk to you about 2 units, but one of them you're going to leave completely alone. The other one is the one that we also will end up being able to convert. So step number 1 is to find out what unit they want the answer in. And then when you have step number 2, whatever unit is not the same as the end unit, then we need to convert that unit. So then when you go to, before you reread your favorite step, you need to rewrite the conversion. So that way when you look at the word problem, it's going to have the same ending for every number, the same unit name. So that way it just makes more sense. So then we reread the word problem and we figure out, are we adding or subtracting? Because those are the only 2 options that we have. And then when you figure out the keyword or the key phrase, then you can add or subtract. So what I would like to do for today is I want to go through and do 3 more word problems with you. And I will have the blank word problems, and I will also have my notes, like with my work on the word problems for you guys linked on Schoology if you want to use them or look at them or however you want to do it. And then I would like to get something where you guys can just practice word problems, because if you practice the word problems, then you're also practicing the conversions too. So, sorry, I gotta flip through all my papers. Okay, so I have 3 more word problems that I want to do. So here's number 4. Okay, so remember, as we go through it, we're going to go through the steps. So number 4 here says, Susan is buying drinks for her friend's birthday party. She bought 2 liters of soda and then realized that she doesn't have enough. If Susan went back to the store and bought 4,000 more milliliters of soda, what is the total amount of soda that Susan would have in liters? So number 1, you guys, step 1 is just finding out what is the unit they want the answer in. So if you find the sentence with the question mark, it's asking, what's the total amount of soda that Susan would have in liters? Well, that right there tells me they want the answer in liters. So if you look through the word problem, they're talking about 2 liters, and then the next unit of measurement that they use is milliliters. Well, if they want the answer in liters, I'm not changing these liters. These are going to stay exactly the same. But if they want the answer in liters, then I'm going to have to change the milliliters. And I'm going to change the milliliters to liters so that everything that we have works out. So if I'm thinking about milliliters and liters, I know that liters is one of the units that King Henry measures. So just knowing that tells me that this is a King Henry problem. So I'm going to write the letters for King Henry died unexpectedly drinking chocolate milk. Now, I know that liters, okay, and the same liters for my end unit, because there's no prefix, there's no hecto or kilo or deca, there's no deci, no centi, no milli in front of the word liters, that liters by itself, you guys, that's just my base. It's just my unit. So I'm going to put an L for liters. Okay? Actually, you know what? I'm just going to write the word liters. That way we can see it. They want me to change the milliliters to liters, but I can't just start, I don't know what number I'm looking for. So this says if Susan went back to the store and bought 4,000 more milliliters. Now 4,000 milliliters, that's what I'm going to convert. So I'm going to take my 4,000 milliliters, and because they want the answer in liters, I'm going to figure out how many liters that's equal to. Now, I'm trying not to go down too far because I wrote number 5 too closely. I know that I have to start where I have the number and the unit name. We will not be starting at liters because this is where we have the question mark, you guys. That's what we're trying to figure out. So this tells me I'm going to start at 4,000 milliliters. But this M, this milli, that's my prefix. So when you look at the letters for King Henry, if milli starts with M, this right here, you guys, this is milli. So this is where I'm going to start. And I know for number 4 here, I have to start at milli because that's where I have the number and the unit name. We're converting these 4,000 milliliters into liters. And because liters has no prefix, it's just my unit. So this, you guys, is where we're going to end. So if I'm going to start at milli and I'm going to end at my liters, my unit, that is 1, 2, 3, but it's 3 loops to the left. So I'm going to move a decimal point on 4,000 3 times to the left. If there is no decimal point, let's stick it at the back. Now this is 1, 2, 3. This is what this number looks like. It's a 4 decimal point 0, 0, 0 because this one's now gone. We moved it. But it doesn't matter if we add a million zeros after this. It still is just the number 4. If I cover up the decimal point and all the zeros, or even if I just do this, if this is the decimal point, all this means is that there's a 4 in the ones place. This number is just equal to 4. So right now, you guys, we've done step 1 and step 2. We figured out the end unit, and then we've converted the other unit that doesn't match the end unit that they want the answer in. So I'm going to rewrite, which is number 3, I'm going to rewrite the conversion in the conversion word problem. This person is no longer buying 4,000 more milliliters. They are buying 4 more liters. And I know it's 4 liters because that's what the conversion we just did told me. So now your favorite step ever, you reread the word problem. And now I can reread this confidently because everything is liters. I've got liters, liters, and liters. Number 4 now says, Susan is buying drinks for her friend's birthday party. She bought 2 liters of soda and then she realized that she doesn't have enough. If Susan went back to the store and bought 4 more liters of soda, what's the total amount of soda that Susan would have in liters? There's actually 2 words here, more and total, that tell me whether I'm adding or subtracting. So I hope that you know that more or total, they both mean I'm adding. She starts off with 2 liters. And then she realizes she doesn't have enough. So she goes back and she buys 4 more liters. They want to know what's the total. Well, 2 plus 4 is 6. But because they want the answer in liters, I'll stick an S there, total is 6 liters. She has 6 liters for her friend's birthday party. I want to look at number 5 because I reworded these a little bit or changed up the way we're going to do them because number 5 is fine. I think number 6 might be a little bit tricky for us. So I'll try to focus where we can't see the work for number 4 also. Number 5 here says, Raymond is 5 feet tall. He grows another 7 inches over the school year. How tall is Raymond in inches? Well, I can see, you guys, that they're giving me something in feet, so that's one of my units. They're giving me something in inches, so that's another one of my units. But they're asking me how tall he is in inches. And since that's in the sentence with the question mark, this is the end unit. This is what they want the answer in. They want the answer in inches. So I want you to start deciding if they want the answer in inches, which one are we changing? Are we changing 7 inches or are we changing 5 feet? We're obviously changing 5 feet, and I know that because this is the unit of measurement that doesn't match what they want the answer in. So that means I need to take those 5 feet and I need to figure out how many inches 5 feet are equal to. And I know I need to convert them to inches because they want the answer in inches. So that tells me I have to start thinking, is this King Henry? Is this gallon man? Or is this where I line up my units? But I know for King Henry, it's liters, meters, or grams. And feet is not liters, meters, or grams. I know for the gallon man, it's gallons, quarts, pints, cups, or ounces. And that doesn't match either one of these things. So that tells me if it's not King Henry and if it's not the gallon man, then it's got to be me doing a customary conversion where we line up our units. So really quickly, I'm going to look here and I'm going to find the conversion that I need. It's talking to me about feet and inches. So I can see, trying to find my pen, that I need to use this conversion right here because that's the one that's talking about feet, foot, 1 foot, and 12 inches. So I'm going to take the conversion that I need, you guys, and I'm going to write down that 1 foot equals 12 inches. Now, here's where you're going to have to line up your unit names. We clearly can't start with inches because that's what we don't know. So we still have to start where we have both the number and the unit name. Now, remember, when we looked at these for lesson 5 and lesson 6, this is where you have to realize singular and plural. And I know that's something Mrs. Williams has worked with you guys on. 1 foot is singular. Okay, there's just one of them. Plural means more than one. So I know that foot and feet, they're not exactly the same word, but they are the same unit. 1 foot, 2 or more feet. So when I line up my units, I'm going to line up feet and foot, and I know it's not exactly the same, but they are the same unit of measurement. So when I line up 5 feet, I'm going to put my 5 feet under my 1 foot. We need to figure out how many inches would be equal to 5 feet because that's the unit that we need to change. If you can see up top, we're going from a 1 to a 12. So when we do that, 12 is obviously bigger than 1. So that tells me right there, we're multiplying because my number is going to be getting bigger. And I know that 1 times 12 is 12. So anytime we're going and converting from feet to inches, we're multiplying by 12. On the bottom, we're still going from feet to inches. We're still moving in the same direction. My arrow is pointing at inches on both sides. So because it's still moving in the same direction, because we're still going from feet to inches, that means whatever we do on the top, we're doing on the bottom. The only way that this would be division is if I was going from inches to feet on the bottom, but I'm not because my arrow is still pointing in the same direction for both. So we're going to do the same on the bottom that we're doing to the top. So if you need to, you're more than welcome to do 12 5 times. 12 plus 12 plus 12 plus 12 plus 12. Or you can take 5 and multiply by 12. And if you don't know the 12s off the top of your head, that's fine. You can do it off to the side. Just put the bigger number up top. 5 times 2 is 10, which means 0's on the bottom and 1's up top on a plate. It's a leftover. 5 times 1 is 5, plus 1 more is 6, which tells me that 12 times 5 is 60. And because 12 times 5 is 60, that means in 5 feet, there are 60 inches. But you guys, we are not done. In word problems, it's multiple steps. So honestly, all we've done is step 1 and step 2. We found out what unit they wanted the answer in, and then we converted the other unit. That's all we've done. Step 3 is us rewriting the conversion. So when I look back at the word problem, because we changed 5 feet, that's what I'm going to cross out. And we just figured out that 5 feet was equal to 60 inches. And I know it's kind of hard because you can see the work, from number 4. So I'll try to hold it like this so that 4 doesn't get in the way. Once you rewrite the conversion, it's your favorite step of all time, rereading. I know I'm ready to reread because now everything's in inches. I've got inches, inches, and inches. Raymond is 60 inches tall. He grows another 7 inches over the school year. How tall is Raymond in inches? Well, he's growing taller. Okay, he's at 60 and then he grows another 7, or he gets bigger by 7. So that's telling me that there really is no key word here, but if you read it and you think about what it's telling you, that's telling you that he's at 60 and he's going to go up another 7 more. Well, 60 plus 7 is 67. So when he grows over the school year, how tall is Raymond in inches? He's 67 inches tall. Now there is one more that's a little bit different, and it's actually over here. I was going to do this one as number 4, but I'm going to now make this number 6. Number 6 here says, Morgan measures the capacity of a juice glass to be 12 fluid ounces. If she uses the glass to drink 4 glasses of water throughout the day, how many pints of water does Morgan drink? Now, you guys, this one is a little bit different. It's only using 2 unit names. So it's using ounces and then it's using pints. But it's not listing one of those one more time. And I think some of you are probably going to be reliant on which word do you see twice. But here for number 6, you're only seeing ounces once and you're only seeing pints once. But still, if you find the sentence with the question mark, it's saying how many pints of water does Morgan drink? Because this is in the sentence with the question mark, this is the unit that they want my answer in. Now, this one's a little bit different. Morgan measures the capacity of a juice glass to be 12 fluid ounces. Okay, I'm going to need that information. If she uses the glass to drink 4 glasses of water throughout the day, that means she's drinking 12 ounces, but she's doing this 4 times. She's going to take that cup, that 12-ounce cup, and she's going to drink that 4 times, or go through 4 glasses. 1, 2, 3, 4. So before we're converting anything, if we know that these are 12 ounces, we need to figure out how many total ounces this girl is going through, because she's going through it 4 times. So you can either do 12 plus 12 plus 12 plus 12, or you can do 12 times 4. It's going to get you the same answer. I want you to take a minute, so I want you to pause me and then unpause me when you can tell me how many total ounces is this girl drinking. I hope that you unpaused me when you were ready. If she's drinking a 12-ounce glass 4 times, that means that this girl is drinking 48 total ounces throughout the day. So let's rewrite things here so that you can see it. Morgan measures the capacity of a juice glass to be 12 fluid ounces. If she uses the glass to drink 4 glasses of water throughout the day, which is 48 ounces, how many pints of water does Morgan drink? That means, you guys, that we're going to take those 48 ounces and we want to figure out how many pints that's equal to. All we've done here still is step 1. We still need to actually do the conversion. So if we're thinking about ounces and pints, I need you to try to mentally think, is that King Henry? Is that the gallon man? Or is that one of the customary conversions where we line up the unit names? But I know that pints and ounces, That does go with the gallon man. I'm going to flip my notebook page over so that I'm looking at a blank page. I'm going to give myself the gallon man. So I'm going to give myself a big G here. And I know that there are 4 quarts or 4 Qs in a gallon. I know, you guys, that inside of every quart or every Q, there are 2 pints. So I'm going to give myself my 2 P's in every quart. Okay. I know that in every pint or in every P, there should be 2 cups or 2 C's. So I'm going to go ahead and in every P, I'm going to give myself 2 C's. And last but not least, in every cup, there are 8 ounces, and I'm not expecting you to put 8 O's. Right now, I just have a purple highlighter, so I'm going to put a purple 8 inside of every C to show that in every cup, there are 8 ounces. So there's my gallon, okay? Now, I want you to remember that we were trying to figure out how many pints 48 ounces was equal to. So I'm going to write this up at the top just so we can remember what we're looking for. Because this is the side that's going to have the question mark, we can't start with pints. We're going to start by finding 48 ounces. And that's a little bit different here because it's not 48 eighths. We're going to count how many eighths go together until we get to 48. Like this is not 1. So I'm not going to be like, well, there's 1 8, there's 2 8s, 3 8s, 4 8s. That's not how this works. If this is worth 8 and I put 8 more together, these 2 would not just be 2. That's 8 plus 8 more. So those 2 really represent 16 ounces because 8 plus 8 more is 16. So we are going to have to, and I'm going to circle it. I'm trying to see if I know where my highlighters are. I don't. So I'll just use a pen. But I'm going to circle how many 8s we would need to make 48. So let's try this. Let's say if this is my notebook, I've got 8 plus 8 more, so that's 16, plus 8 more would be 24, plus 8 more would be 32, plus 8 more would be 40, because 32 plus 8 is 40, plus 8 more puts me at 48. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Because 6 eighths, or 6 times 8, is 48. So this was 8. That's 16, 24, 32, 40, and 48. I didn't use this P at all. They want to know how many pints or how many P's are equal to 48 ounces. Well, if that right here, you guys, is 48 ounces, how many P's did we go through? Just 3. But because we went through those 3 P's or those 3 pints, that tells me right there that 48 ounces is equal to 3 pints. Now, if we can say that 48 ounces is equal to 3 pints, there really is not an extra step here for number 6. Number 6 is saying that Morgan measures the capacity of a juice glass to be 12 fluid ounces. If she uses the glass to drink 4 glasses of water throughout the day, which we said was 48 ounces, how many pints of water does Morgan drink? Well, since 48 ounces is equal to 3 pints, that tells me that Morgan drinks 3 pints of water a day. Here's what I would like to do, okay? I would like for you to practice word problems. So the next thing for today is going to be a link that's going to take you somewhere where I'm going to ask you just to practice word problems. Because if you're practicing the word problems, then you're also practicing the conversions. It's not a grade. I just want you to practice. So remember, I'm going to go back really quickly and I'm going to show you the 5 steps for conversion word problems. All I need you guys to do is practice.